They had a preseason exhibition game against the Toronto Arrows earlier in the season. Obviously, that game's preseason, so it didn't count. So this will be the first regular season game that actually matters. Thank you. Totally fine. So I'm going to take us out of sound. Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ingalls Rink. I'm Paul Wassman, joined tonight with Adlon Adams, about 1 minute and 50 seconds away from the start of the first regular season home game for the Yale women's ice hockey team here again at Ingalls Rink. They welcome in the Dartmouth Big Green tonight, followed tomorrow night with the Harvard Crimson coming to town. That's the number 6 nationally ranked team there. Quickly, a minute 30 before puck drop here at Ingalls Rink. The Bulldogs already with their first win in the ECAC last weekend. They had a very active week on the road. They went to Colgate Friday night, picked up their first win of the season, their first win in the ECAC in a 3-0 shutout in Hamilton, New York. The next night they went to Ithaca, New York, took on Cornell Big Red, the number 2 ranked team in the nation, and a close game throughout the entire match, Eddie. They ended up falling there 3-2, but the Bulldogs are coming back to Ingalls Rink with a lot of confidence.
Oh, yes, and we'll see a lot of power here back on defense as Kate Martini, a freshman on the team, has stepped up, earning 3 points in the Cornell game. We were talking to Coach earlier, and he was saying that Martini really adds a presence on the ice. She sees the ice well. Huge compliment coming from a coach. She plays with her head up. Hard shot, very hard shot, and he knows that she has more and even better hockey to come.
Coach Fleeg had a lot of praise for his freshman defender Martini, as well as the other freshmen that are getting a lot of playing time already 4 games into this season. On the front line, we see Ferrara 12, 10, Haddad, and Monsione getting the start for the Bulldogs, along with Tomimoto and Martini for the Bulldogs. As it comes to the near side, and Haddad, it's going to go back to the Big Green, carried into the zone. Tomimoto on the defense on the far side. Tomimoto, a junior who missed all of last year with a concussion, has had a lot of impact already early on in this season. First shot of the game just wide of Leonoff's right post. Corralled on the near side now with Martini. She's going to clear the zone now. It's going to come up to Ferrara. She's got some space if she can get there. She picks it up on the far side. Ferrara looking for some help there. Couldn't find anyone. We're going to get the first line shift of the game for the Bulldogs and goes back to the Big Green.
As you were saying earlier, Paul, Tara spent the whole summer in Minnesota making up for lost time from last year, training with Olympian Jenny Potter, and you can really tell on the ice as she's already had 2 assists so far this season.
Odlin carries the puck into the zone. Shot scooped up nicely by Leanoff right into her glove. Very good first save of the game for Leanoff. She's been a fantastic goalkeeper for the Bulldogs just 4 games into this season. Last week, she was named the ECAC Goaltender of the Week, picked up 70 saves between the 2 games, had her first career shutout in that Colgate game, and she's been a phenomenal addition to this defense so far this season.
Oh, yeah, Jamie and Tara and Kate all in the back. Also, Coach was saying he wants to focus on the offense as we saw a lot of offensive opportunities in the scrimmage earlier here at home.
Khmer taking the face-off for the Big Green. She's going to scoop that one up on the far side now. Centering pass can't go through. Comes now on the near side with the near board. Mock to defend. Behind the cage. Centering pass can't get through. Now as it comes back around the cage, a shot just wide there for the Big Green. Be picked up by the Bulldogs. They can't clear the zone, though. Now they're able to get the clear. Comes right back in with Ostrom. She's just going to send this one all the way down, give the Bulldogs a chance to get more of their players back on the ice.
So you're saying another testament to the Yale defense, Paul. Last year they had no shutouts, and this year Leanoff has definitely kept the opponents out of her own net.
Winkle now on the near side. That one's going to be picked away from Tomimoto. She's been a fantastic impact player for the Bulldogs already 4 games into this season. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame, but just has done wonders in anchoring this defense now as the Bulldogs are going to apply a bit of a forecheck, trying to get the puck right back to them. Coach Lee talked about this as well in the pregame, just the ability for the Bulldogs to try to pressure the Big Green on the entire surface of that ice tonight. Now with Tomimoto. Bit of air stick handling there is going to give the puck back to the Big Green. Picked up now by Matichuk behind the net with Martini. Good pressure there from Zeiss is going to give the puck right back to the Big Green. Errant pass there now is going to be scooped up behind the net with Dumais. Now Dumais for the Big Green, fantastic scoring threat there. She has already 1 goal on the season for the Big Green, 45 in her career. Definitely a player that the Bulldogs are going to want to watch out for throughout this game. With Zeiss on the far side, defended nicely by Dunbar. Dunbar saw her fair share of defense last year, filling in for a number of injuries on the Bulldogs' back line. She's back on the offensive side for the Bulldogs tonight, but obviously a very good defender now. She's tried to pick up that puck, couldn't get to that one. She's going to go off the ice as the puck comes back to the Big Green. Quick centering pass there, trying to cut the Bulldogs on a change. It's going to be defended nicely by them with Gray behind the net. It's going to come now to Murray, back to Gray. Bulldogs now 3 minutes into this contest, looking a little bit hectic out there, but have done a good job defending when necessary. They haven't been able to really establish any sort of offensive possession, though, Addie.
No, they haven't.
Centering pass there now, right in front of Leanoff. Leanoff does a good job directing that wide of her cage, but again, a dangerous opportunity for the Big Green. Still in the offensive zone of the Big Green. Comes to Stacy, up to Illy Kanan. Back to Stacy, one of the freshmen for the Big Green who's having a very big impact. Just 2 games in their young season. She's been a big threat, picked up her first goal last week in a 3-1 victory against Princeton. Leanoff, a very good job there watching that puck come from behind her net. Did a very good job just scooping that one up as that centering pass tried to find the stick of Illy Kanan.
Paul, Dartmouth Stacy actually
level in high school together, centering pass coming from Haddad to finding the stick of Farrar. A beautiful pass from them, and the Bulldogs are up 1-0. 11:33 remaining in the first period.
she didn't even have to look. She just knew she was going to be there on that back post.
And with that, the Bulldogs now, their last 10 power plays are 4 for 10, 40%. One of the best in the nation off that statistic. I believe the Dartmouth Big Green ranked 3rd with 37.5% on their power plays. Obviously the last 10 for the Bulldogs, they're doing better than that with a 40% clip. A fantastic start to this game for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they can finish this out as they have another 21 seconds to kill on their penalty as it comes now with Tomimoto. Back to Berriman. Up to Stacey. Farrar's just going to dump this one back behind the boards. Brennan's going to restart this one for the Big Green. Scooped up there from Ostrom. Ostrom's in on net. She takes a shot. Score from Ostrom. The Bulldogs are up 2-0. I cannot believe that. What a finish from Ostrom.
That was unbelievable. Ostrom saw that all the way. She came right off the bench, up on the red line, picked the pass off, just streaked down the middle, and perfect, beautiful shot. Crossbar down.
Ostrom's first goal of her career, and it couldn't come at a better time as the Bulldogs have raced out to a 2-goal advantage here. Really shocking this Dartmouth team.
That was unbelievable.
Both teams back at full strength now with 10:55 remaining in the first period. Bulldogs up 2-0. Ball back in the defensive zone of the Big Green. Forecheck with Ostrom and Mock. Comes up to Zeiss now on the far side. Number 12, Berriman. Dump this one in back behind the net of Leanoff. Leanoff out to get it. Bit of struggle there. Almost lost her edge. Just going to hit the back of her net. Up now with Mock, but dicey situation there for Leanoff. Shot there right in the glove of Leanoff. Very good job by her. She was shielded, but did a good job peering around the Dartmouth attacker to watch that one into her net.
She saw that puck right into her glove.
We're going to face off here on the near side to be taken by Lund. Won by the Bulldogs and Tomimoto. Tomimoto just holding on to the puck a little too long, looking for an outlet there. Now it's going to come with Tomimoto. He's going to dump this one in back behind the boards.
Very smart play by Tomimoto, kept her composure. Beautiful puck possession.
Tried to find Matichuk on the far side. Now with Dunbar. Dunbar's going to scoop this one up. Can't hold on to it now as the Bulldogs are going to lose the zone. Here come the Big Green.
Seems we got a little dump and chase going here on both sides, just trying to get the puck into the offensive zone.
The Big Green just seemed rattled. I don't think they expected to come out and be down 2-0 after 10 minutes of play. I mean, we know the Bulldogs are scoring more than they did certainly last year, but I don't think many people would have predicted 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of this game.
Definitely not Dartmouth. You can hear the frustrated yells on the ice as they try and get the puck from each other.
McGauley to take the faceoff for the Bulldogs. It's going to be won by the Bulldogs and Matichuk on the near side. Matichuk still fighting for it right in front of the Dartmouth bench. It's going to come up to Dunbar. Now with Stacey on the near side. She had Odlin on the far side, but couldn't seem to get a pass in there. But Odlin right back in there. She's got a lot of speed. Did a good job chasing that puck down. As here come the Bulldogs. Just a bit of an errant pass now as it finds Decker. Decker tried to bring that one into the zone, but couldn't get there.
Close offsides call. I know Coach was talking about how it was really nice. They got their confidence up against Colgate early on, and even in this game, their confidence is just way over the top. First period, 2 goals. I think they'll work on staying competitive for the rest of the game.
Zupan to take the face-off for the Bulldogs. Going to be one back for the Bulldogs. Up now with Kamarick. Zupan centering pass there is going to be deflected off the windows behind the net, and here come the Big Green. Nice job by Gray to win that puck back. Shot on goal deflected wide by Holdcroft.
Really nice aggressive move there on defense by Jamie, stepping up, trying to get that puck.
Mock tried to win that one in here on the near side. It's going to stay with the Big Green. Now up to Dumais. That pass there deflected, trying to find Zeiss. A shot pushed aside by Leanoff. She's looked sharp here early on for the Bulldogs. A hard shot there. Stays with Zeiss. Now to Fisher, captain of the Big Green. Centering pass there. Shot there is going to be pushed aside by Leanoff. A weird bounding puck there. Could have been a little squirrely for Leanoff. She did well to push that one aside. Big Green have to clear the zone, allowing Gray to scoop this puck up for the Bulldogs. Up now with Zupan. Back to Murray, and you're right, this is just a back and forth dump and chase kind of game here early on. Dartmouth just seems to have lost all composure that they may have had after the first 10 minutes.
Definitely just stepping off the bus, getting on the ice. They're definitely a little bit nervous right now.
As a Dartmouth player, I think made that deflection. That was number 3, Winkle, who pushed that one aside of Leanoff, as now it comes with the Bulldogs. Dumped into the offensive zone. Stopped Good job by Waddell to pick that one off. I don't think Holdcroft, the goalie of the Big Green, thought that Waddell was going to get there. Now it's with Tomimoto on the near side. Centering pass there. Can't find the Bulldog stick, and Big Green player goes down, and a stick is lost by a Bulldog player. She's going to have to come off. That was Decker who lost her stick on the ice. Now good forecheck there by Matichuk. She's going to give the puck right back to the Bulldogs now. Centering pass, trying to find Martini. Back to Matichuk behind the net. Matichuk. Good stick skills holding on to that. She's going to dump this one back to Magali. Scooped away by Kamerick. Fighting for it now are still Matichuk and Dunbar. Rather, Magali's going to come away with this. Trying to find Matichuk in the center. Couldn't get there. Tomimoto right in on that, keeping that one in the zone for the Bulldogs. Good hard play by her. Now as it comes to Magali. Centering pass for Magali. Can't be gathered in time by Matichuk. Magali, I don't think, knew where that puck was. With Tomimoto up to Matichuk.
We're definitely seeing a lot of improvement here with the Bulldogs as they start to recognize the passing lanes and connect on those passes.
Dunbar and Matichuk both fighting for it on the near side up against two Big Green players. Now Matichuk and her counterpart are both on the ground. Ref in there to see what's going on. We're going to get a face-off to the left of Holdcroft's net.
I really like to see the aggression out of the Bulldogs, especially when Dartmouth is a bigger, taller team, as we talked about. Stacy's about 5'11". She's a big girl. And the Bulldogs are really holding their own, especially against the boards.
And for Leonoff and the rest of this Yale team, it's really the first time we've seen tonight the Bulldogs maintain any sort of possession for any extended amount of time. It's a good job for obviously Leonoff. And to get some offensive opportunities, I'm sure Coach Fleeg is going to want to see more of that as this game progresses. Now as it comes to Berriman on the near side. Carries it up back to Gray. Pass there, tried to find Farrar, slightly behind her, but Farrar does a very good job getting to that puck and holding on to it now as Gray's fighting for it. A very physical play right in front of the Dartmouth bench. Farrar now to Murray. Farrar is going to fight for that up to Gray. Now with the dad. Pass there is going to be broken up by the Big Green, and Big Green are just going to dump this one right back into their offensive zone. Murray onto this for the Bulldogs. On the far side now to Farrar. Bulldogs just seem a little too hectic right now as here comes the Big Green. That one's going to go just wide. That was 24, Nanji. Berriman shot there is going to be pushed aside by Leonoff. Very good job by Leonoff watching through all that traffic right in front of her net. As here comes Mock, just onside for the Bulldogs. Mock's going to hold this one up, look for some help. Centering pass there is going to find Ostrom here on the near side. Ostrom carries this one in. Centering pass trying to find Zupan, couldn't find her stick, and here come the Big Green to clear this one out. Winkle. Good job by Martini getting her stick right in front of Winkle to take that puck away from her.
Martini's just like a brick wall. If she has the puck, there is no way you are going to get around her to get it.
Ostrom drops this one in the offensive zone. Kamerick is just going to dump this one right back into the offensive zone of the Big Green. With 4:20 remaining in this first period, the Bulldogs up to a 2-0 advantage here at Ingalls Rink. As two Big Green players collide, there was no Bulldog around them. They just both ran into each other. Sharp is going to carry this one into the zone for the Big Green. Back to Sharp. Behind the net of Leonoff. It's going to stay with Stacy. Back to Stacy now. Stacy in on goal. Leonoff did a good job deflecting the first one and an even better job seeing the puck for the second clear. Very good job by Leonoff. She's looked very sharp, seen 11 shots unofficially already in this first period. Done a very good job of seeing them all.
Leonoff really tracked that rebound and just didn't even back off when the Dartmouth girl slid right into her. She held her own and made sure that puck did not go anywhere near her net.
Really no fear and also great concentration from Leonoff. You mentioned it, a lot of distractions right in front of her net, and she's been doing a fantastic job watching that puck and not being distracted by all those other things right around her. On the draw, it's going to come to the Big Green. Centering pass there. There's going to be a score from the Big Green. What a finish there from Dumais. That was a difficult pass, and Dumais did a very good job just knocking that one into the back of the net.
Yeah, Jamie didn't. Leonoff really didn't have any help there. Dumais was just open right in front of the net on the back post. Wide open net there. Kind of hard there for a goalie to get all the way across her crease to stop that shot.
Just a very good pass from the big green coming from that far side. Leonoff, you mentioned it, did not stand a chance there. And just like that, Bulldogs are only up 2-1 now with 3:20 remaining in the first period. So the Bulldogs are going to try to get out of this period, holding on to this advantage. Captain of the Big Green, Reagan Fisher, with the assist. And here come the Big Green right back on the attack. This shot in there is going to be pushed aside now with Fisher. Big Green seem to really have regained their offensive composure after that last goal. To Whitford, shot there is going to be pushed aside nicely by the Bulldogs. Monsignor, good pass there to find Farrar on the far side. Farrar 1-on-2 is just going to dump this one in and retreat to Brennan now on the near side. Good challenge there from Zupan to hold this one up. Here comes Ostrom on the forecheck. Back to Zupan here on the near side. And it seems whenever the Bulldogs are able to apply this forecheck, they've done a very good job. It just rattles this Big Green team, and they don't seem really prepared to handle it.
As you'll see on the forecheck, Yale usually sends in one girl down to the corner, the other two kind of hover around the dots in case the puck goes out. So one man tries to squeeze the puck out so that her teammates are able to just pick it up and get a quick shot off.
Whitford now on the near side is going to be dumped into the zone. Stopped by Leonoff. Now to Martini with 1:53 remaining in the first period. Good pass there to Dunbar. She just came onto the ice. Back with Tomimoto. Dumps this one in. It is going to come to Monsignor if she can get there. Monsion's going to win that chase there. Monsignor back behind the net of the Big Green goalie with Monsignor. Defended by Sharp. Hard challenge there from Illy Kanan. Now it's going to go back to Gray. Gray's going to dump this one in. Dunbar almost got a stick on that one. In the end, couldn't get there in time. It's going to go on the far side now with Matichuk. Matichuk against Illy Kanan. Now it's going to be picked up by Sharp. Dunbar right on Sharp, trying to win this one back. The Bulldogs, much better job again on the forecheck. They look a lot better out there when they do apply that kind of pressure. Back to Murray. To Gray, up to Dunbar now with a minute remaining here in the first period. We're going to get a penalty upcoming there. I believe an offsides call.
The Bulldogs are definitely going to have to focus going into the second period, trying to gain back some momentum as it swung in the direction of the Big Green after that goal. Just trying to calm down, settle the puck, get the puck right on the stick.
Face off one back by the Big Green. Taken into the zone now by Zeiss. Shot there deflected by Gray. It's going to come now to Haddad. Up to Farrar. Farrar 1-on-2 here for the Bulldog. Farrar is going to split her defender. Can't get there in time, but a nifty little move there trying to just split in between the two. Farrar still fighting for it here on the near side. Zupan in to help as well. Dartmouth clear the zone now with Dumais. Dumais brings it in for the Big Green. It's going to be picked right back out of the Bulldogs with 22 seconds remaining in the first period. Now with Nanji shot right into Leonoff's glove. Good job holding on to that one. That shot came from Nanji.
Leonoff just steady there right with her glove. No rebounds. Crucial here, especially when you have Dartmouth players just waiting for her to drop the puck, get a garbage goal, get a tip in, anything.
And unofficially, Dartmouth with 13 shots on Leonoff already here in the first period. Leonoff does not want to give him any more freebies than she's already going to have to deal with here tonight. Now with Tomimoto. And Tomimoto's done a very good job so far tonight, holding on to the puck, allowing the Bulldogs to clear the zone and just dumping it in when she needs to. And she really has just done a very good job now, as that's going to do it for the first period here at Ingalls Rink. The Bulldogs up to 2-1 advantage against the Dartmouth Big Green. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in about 10 minutes to dissect what we saw here in the first half. A power play goal for the Bulldogs. A 2-1 advantage. A lot of action to dissect in about 10 minutes. You're watching Yale All Access. We'll be right back.
Hope you have enough.
Welcome back to Ingalls Rink. Paul Wassman here with Adlon Adams. 5 minutes away from the start of the second period as the Yale Bulldogs taking on the Dartmouth Big Green in what was a very exciting first period of play, reminiscent in a lot of respects to the last time these two teams met in Hanover, New Hampshire at the end of last season. That was a barn burner. It was a 10-5 game in which the Big Green took that victory. But for the Bulldogs, that was the most goals they scored by far the entire season. And again here tonight, we're seeing an offensive team output from the Bulldogs that we really did not expect to see, and we obviously did not expect to see last year. But the Bulldogs tonight, continuing with their scoring ways from last weekend and have looked very good so far.
Yeah, definitely, Paul. As we saw in the first period, we had a lot of scoring opportunities. Most of Yale's coming from below the face-off dots. A lot of Dartmouth's coming from up top on the blue line, closer into the net. Leonoff doing an amazing job of keeping them out.
Yeah, she's done a fantastic job. Finished that first period with 12 saves. She's seen a lot of action. You mentioned a lot of action coming from right inside the blue line, but a lot of misdirection and a lot of screens right in front of Leonoff's net. She's been very good and very alert all night long. For the Bulldogs, on the offensive side, for them, they've only managed 5 shots, but have 2 goals, and one of them coming from a power play. Their fourth power play goal in the last 10 tries. They have been just on a tear when it comes to being on the man advantage.
Definitely.
And that first goal, we saw just, what we hope will become a trend throughout the next 4 years as 2 freshmen hooked up on that goal with assist coming from number 10, Jamie Haddad. A great pass to find Ferrara right in front of the net. Nothing the goaltender could do. Just a fantastic piece of passing there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Ferrara and Haddad definitely names that will be coming up over and over again, as you've seen alone in this first period. Beautiful pass by Haddad across the crease, right to Ferrara, right on her stick. We also saw Ostrom with an unbelievable goal. She came right off the bench, picked off the pass. Beautiful sight there. Came down, middle of the ice, bar down into the net. Haven't seen a shot like that so far from the Bulldogs.
Her first collegiate goal, and again, 3 freshmen all involved on all the points for the Bulldogs tonight. Good sign of things to come if you're a Bulldogs fan. Another young player for the Bulldogs, Jamie Leonoff. She's only a sophomore. She played 11 games last year and has played now all 5 games here for the Bulldogs. Just phenomenal. She was named the ECAC Goaltender of the Week last week. She has a .946 save percentage so far this season. And again here tonight, facing 13 shots, and she's pushed away 12. Really just the rock on the defense if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Leonoff, we've seen, is like a lot more aggressive this time around. Coming out on her angles, pushing. I've seen her physically push players out of her crease. She's being very vocal. There's very good communication in the back between her and Martini and Tomimoto. So we see Martini being a very strong player in the back. Tomimoto getting an assist on the first goal, actually. She's had a lot of offensive rushes, proving that she will be both an offensive threat and a defensive player.
Now, as we're within 2 minutes before the start of the second period, if you're the Bulldogs, what do you have to work on? What do you have to fix to come out here in the second period and not give up as many opportunities as you gave up in the first period?
I guess the Bulldogs will definitely have to look to pick up the momentum, get their speed back. I know Coach has been focusing a lot on speed. They have a sign in the locker room saying speed kills. I don't think I've seen the Bulldogs move this quickly, to be honest. They've been moving their feet, getting all over the ice. They've been utilizing all their players. Definitely seen a lot of passes right on the tape.
And on the defensive side, Tomimoto's done this a few times, but not enough of the Bulldogs have, and that's just holding on to the puck. They seem to win the puck back from the Big Green, only to just dump it in back behind the net or to give it right back to the Big Green. The Bulldogs need to do a better job maintaining possession.
Definitely, we've seen some bursts of puck possession by Tomimoto, along with Haddad and Ferrara up top. Both teams in the beginning kind of looking for the dump and chase, not quite sure how to take on their opponent. Not strong enough yet maybe to go all the way down with the puck. Hopefully we'll see a lot more forechecking this time around, more solid opportunities on offense for the Bulldogs.
Now, as we're within 35 seconds, it'll be interesting to see what Bulldog team comes out on the ice to start the second period. Is it going to be the team that was content to just jump and chase, or is it going to be the one that we saw right after their first goal with a lot more confidence, one that actually was able to establish possession and play in their offensive zone? We only really saw once or twice where the Bulldogs carried it into their offensive zone and were able to pass the puck around a bit and create a few opportunities like that. The Bulldogs just not creating enough opportunities in the first period.
I would be thrilled to see the Bulldogs just come out, have some plays, bring the puck around the boards.
It's going to be Monsignor to take the faceoff for the Bulldogs. She's joined by Ferrara Haddad up top with Martini and Tomimoto behind. Tomimoto, a pass there is going to be picked up by the Big Green now with Haddad on the far side. Scooped up by Nanji. Good pass there to find a streaking Allen on the far side. Allen carries the zone in. Shot there, scooped up nicely by Leonov. And again, Leonov, she'll give up that first shot, but she's not going to give up a rebound. That's, we have yet to see a rebound from her tonight.
Sure, Leonov loves having Martini there right in front of her. As you saw Martini just straight up pushing her player off of Leonov.
Komaric to take the face-off against Zupan now for the Bulldogs. Going to be won by the Bulldogs with Murray up to Mock. A little fancy pass there is going to be picked up from the Big Green now as it comes in on net, and Leonov is just going to cover this for another stoppage of play.
She's definitely not giving them any chances to get anywhere near her crease.
30 seconds gone in the period already. The Big Green with 2 shots on Leonov's net. Zupan to take the face-off again for the Bulldogs. Fought for by Mock on the far side now. Zupan's in on there. A shot there. It's going to be deflected by Murray. Come to Ilikainen. A hard shot there. It's going to go through a lot of traffic. Very nicely picked up by Leonov. Third straight save from her in under 40 seconds.
A great thing about the power play goal is last year the Bulldogs only had 3 power play goals, and already first home opener, first game of the season here at home, we have a goal on a power play. And I know Coach is saying that the power play is doing well because the girls' confidence is also up.
Here come the Bulldogs now with Farrar. Monsignor also in there as well. Now comes to Haddad. Back to Tomimoto, now across the ice to Martini. Up to Monsignor, just going to knock this one back behind the net of Holdcroft. For our near side up against 2 defenders trying to win this puck back now with Ilikainen, and a hard challenge there from Monsignor. She's going to go down. She's right back up there. A slap shot from Martini's deflected now with Farrar near side. Farrar back behind the net. He's gathered by Habeka up to Haddad. Haddad with some space. A shot there is not going to get in. Now it's going to get in on net. Holdcroft did a good job watching that bounding puck in as Monsignor tried to get in there right before Holdcroft did, but a Holdcroft, very nice job snagging that one out right before the stick of Monsignor came in.
Monsignor really speaks to the heart of this team. You saw her get knocked down. She gets right back up, gets right into play, tries to get right into the fray. Great effort by Monsignor.
It's good to see the Bulldogs, after giving up 3 quick shots to start this period, to have a little bit more possession now on the offensive side, try to slow things down and establish their game. Dunbar now behind the net. Pursued by Whitford. 4 players all in that scrum trying to pull this puck out of there. Matichuk and Dunbar, they can't hold on to that. It's going to come on the near side with DeMay. Up to Allen. It's a one-on-one there. Nice job by Gray pushing that one aside. Very good defense. That was a dangerous position, one-on-one with Whitford.
Very smart play by Gray. She decided to just go for the poke check instead of trying to be aggressive and step up. Maybe let the girl get around her. She's very smart.
And with that whistle and stoppage of play, the Bulldogs are going to get a face-off to the left of Leonov's net. 17:48 remaining in the second period. Magali to take it. One back by the Big Green, push aside by Leonov. I don't know how she's seen all of these pucks tonight. There's a lot of action right in front of her net, but Leonov somehow saw that one and pushed it aside. Back come the Big Green. Another one pushed aside by Leonov. A hard shot there is going to be gathered now with Dunbar on the near side. Dunbar can't get that clear. She slides down. Fancy little move there coming from Zeiss. Zeiss on the far side is going to look for a wraparound shot. Push aside from Gray off of her skate with Dunbar. Back out. Slap shot there is going to be deflected. Didn't make it to Leonov. That shot coming from Nanji. It's going to remain with the Big Green. Habeka back behind the net now as the Bulldogs are able to win back possession and get the zone cleared. going to come back in the zone, touched by a big green player, Habeka, and that's going to be an offsides call.
Great job by Dunbar and Gray as we saw both of them go down to block the shot.
16:52 remaining here in the second period. We're going to see Montion to take the faceoff for the Bulldogs right in the neutral zone. One back by the big green. Nice job there by Haddad winning that puck back. I don't think her big green counterpart saw her right behind her. Haddad holds on to it now on the far side up against Illikainen. Haddad back around the boards. And again, the Bulldogs, they win the puck back, but then they can't seem to hold on to it for any extended amount of time. Now as it comes to Odland, up the far side, a streaking Stacy in on net. A shot there is pushed back by Leonoff. A very good job as she came out of her net to see that one now with Stacy. Get another centering pass there. Is just pushed aside on the rebound. A score from the big green. Odland had a putback there. Leonoff did all she could, but in the end, it was not enough.
I think Leonoff had about 3 saves there right in a row. 2 on the pad. She got her blocker up there. Tried to get that puck out, but went right back in.
16:14 remaining now in the second period, and it's an even game here at Ingalls Rink. 2 apiece as Odland, number 22 for the big green, got her first of the game. The Bulldogs just allowing the Dartmouth players to get too close to their net. I mean, it's hard to not give up a goal when you have 3 players right around the net.
Bulldogs have to focus on boxing out in the crease.
Good grab there coming from Holdcroft. We need a face-off now to her right. As we're starting to look at this unofficial shot tally, Big Green have jumped out to a 19-6 advantage. The Bulldogs are going to have to do something to reverse that trend. Now as it comes to Ostrom, back behind the net with Nanji. Up to Dumais in the neutral zone now. It's going to be carried in by Nanji. Bulldogs have just looked a little uncomposed in the first 5 minutes to start this game on the defensive side of this ice. Now as it comes back with Dumais. Dumais, fancy little footwork there, is going to get in on net. Couldn't get a shot off there. Finally, the Bulldogs were at the last moment able to push that one aside. But again, the Bulldogs, it's too easy now for Dumais just to take that one in. Ostrom to knock this one up to Mock. Comes now to Gray. She's going to just dump this one back in. It's going to be here on the near side. Up to Burgess. It's going to come all the way back to Leonoff, and she's just going to cover this one off for a face-off now to her left. 15-13. The Bulldogs need to try to figure something out because these first 5 minutes have seen them going the wrong way. Lund to take it for the big green. It's going to be gathered now with the Bulldogs, and Tomimoto is going to streak up, trying to get something going here as Tomimoto is going to carry the zone. A shot there deflected from Brennan. But Tomimoto, a very good job carrying out the zone and bringing it into offensive zone for the Bulldogs.
Yale's defense is looking a lot more offensive-minded as we've seen both Gray and Tomimoto rush the zone and try and get a shot off, not just dump it in, but get a shot off.
Burgess stumps this one back behind the net, stopped by Leonoff as it comes now with Martini. We've seen a lot of that tonight, just that dumping in, getting the fresh bodies out on the ice. Obviously, it's a very physical game. Both teams in great shape, but still, I mean, it just goes to show just the amount of physical toll playing this game takes on you. Now, Illikainen and the Bulldogs giving the puck right back to the big green. Up on the near side with Stacy. She's going to chase this one down against Tomimoto. Tomimoto's just going to dump this to the far side now with Haddad, who clears the zone up to Farrar. It's a one-on-one with Farrar, looking for a second goal of the game. Farrar tries to take this one in. A good defensive job there from Margot Sharp to win that puck away from Farrar. Farrar now again on the near side. She really is all over the ice here. And when she hasn't had many opportunities to get the puck, but when she does, she's going right on goal. It's a very encouraging sight to see if you're Coach Fleeg.
It's really interesting to see Farrar and Haddad work together as they weave, and they just know where each other they're going to be.
Farrar now trying to find Monsiona. Couldn't get her stick on that one, but a good opportunity there coming from a pass from Farrar now. As here come the big green with Dumais. No foul, no penalty called there as she went down hard. Good defense from Gray as again Dumais goes down. It's getting a lot more physical out there.
See Murray getting a little chippy in the corner.
Dumais in on net, push aside from Leonoff, and again Dumais just very good stick skills, able to just weave through this Bulldog defense. tried to keep the zone. That was number 12, Berriman. Ref is just not able to get there in time. It's going to be an offsides call, and we're going to restart in neutral zone now with 13:12 remaining.
I believe the ref's last name is Kitchen.
Zupan to take the face-off for the Bulldogs. It's going to be picked up with Mock on the far side, battling for it right in front of the announcer's table. If Mock is going to dump this one back in, and here comes the chase for the Bulldogs. Ostrom in back behind the net. Comes down to Nanji. He's going to carry out the zone. Up to Zeiss. She's defended by Martini back behind Leonoff's net. Ostrom here on the near side. Back to Nanji. Nanji takes this one. And we see the Big Green just take a lot of times they just try to carry that one in right on net as that one pushed aside from Leonoff. I don't think Leonoff thought that was going to get all the way to her. In the end, she just pushed that one aside. As we see Nanji centering there, couldn't find the stick of a Big Green player. The zone has been cleared for the Bulldogs, and they're going to try to reset their defense. Big Green with a shift here allows the Bulldogs some bit of a reprieve, but the Bulldogs can't take advantage of it, and just errant passes all throughout the night have just put them in a worse situation than they really needed to be in. Tomimoto just holding on the puck, looking for some help now. She's going to find Zupan on the far side. Pass there, can't find her stick. It's go right back to the Big Green.
And we'll see Hobeka out on the ice there with Stephanie Mock, both previous teammates at Hotchkiss with former Yale captain Aleka Hughes.
Dumped back behind Leonoff's net. We're going to get an offsides call there. Icing, rather. It's going to be a restart back to the left of Holcroft's net.
You know, I wonder, Paul, if Mock and Hobeka ever have some back and forth there on the ice, previous teammates. Get a little laughter in a serious situation.
And we were always wondering, or I was wondering rather, and I talked to you about this before the game, when both teams do their warm-ups, they run around Ingalls Rink right next to the other team, and I always wonder, since a lot of these players already know each other, is there any sort of communication or acknowledgement before the game, or is it all business?
Probably a little fun poking.
Pass there now comes up to Hobeka. We're going to get a delayed penalty call against the Bulldogs. That's going to be I didn't see exactly what that was, but
a check on number 22, Maddie Murray.
That's going to send her to the box for 2 minutes. The second penalty of the night for the Bulldogs. It's something that we haven't talked that much about, but the Dartmouth Big Green, for whatever reason, have done a very good job in getting a number of power plays. They average 14 penalty minutes per game. Very lethal on the power play. They average 37.5% effectiveness. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do right now in a 2-2 game with 11:16 remaining. The Bulldogs, down a man with the man advantage coming for the Big Green.
We definitely saw the defensive strength of the Bulldogs when it was 4-on-4 and 5-on-4. They're holding their own there.
To Ilikainen. Back to Stacy as it comes up to Stacy. To Gagne. Comes back to Ilikainen. She's defended by Haddad. Good little pressure there from her. Tomimoto's in trying to pick that one off. With Fisher now on the far side. To Stacy now to Ilikainen. Faked a shot there. Pushed in there as the Bulldogs are able to clear the zone. 1:27 remaining on the penalty kill.
It looks like Dartmouth has been trying to set up a sideboard power play down in the Bulldog zone. One player on the far boards, one player in the corner. Trying to work up to the defense, and the Bulldogs are doing a nice job of rushing the defense when they get the puck, as we saw in that clear.
Nice job wasting time there for the Bulldogs as here comes Sharp on the near side, defended by Magali. Good hard pressure there. She goes down. The Bulldogs really fighting for it here in the neutral zone. It's just going to be cleared back by the Bulldogs. Going to be one now with Sharp on the near side up against Monsignor. Come into the offensive zone with Hobeka now. Slap shot there is not going to get onto Leonoff. Is good job by Monsignor putting her body right in that line.
Dartmouth hasn't been able to set up their power play. The Bulldogs being very aggressive on the penalty kill.
Now with 30 seconds remaining on the penalty kill, it's going to come with Hobeka back to Whitford. To Hobeka, back to Whitford. Just inside the blue line as it comes up to Hobeka. Centering there. Didn't find the stick of someone. A put back there is somehow gathered by Leonoff. Really, I don't know how the Bulldogs escaped from that one because there was a wide open net, but somehow Leonoff got back in time to get her glove.
Leonoff really showing off her flexibility and skill there, as Dumais on Dartmouth just looked like she's going to pull around the post and just kind of dump it easily back into the net, but Leonoff was right there with her glove.
Fantastic save coming from Leonoff. Now 15 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Lund to take the face-off for the Big Green up against Haddad. Won by the Bulldogs on the far side now with Matichuk. She's just going to dump this one in now. 8 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Bulldogs lucky to escape without a goal on that previous shot, but the Bulldogs are going to come out of this penalty kill still in a 2-2 game. Here comes Lund now on the near side up against Martini. Lund looking to get this one right in front of Leonoff's cage. Back around the net, shot there, and she's going to find the back of the net. Leonoff didn't see that one. Lund with the goal, and the Big Green up 3-2 now.
You know, Lund was actually one of my best friends from high school, and I know she hasn't really played that much yet at Dartmouth. It was a really nice shot by Lund. She's on the line now with her roommate and best friend at Dartmouth, Samantha Zeiss. So you can see they were working pretty well together there in front of the net. Bulldogs not really focusing in the defense.
For the sophomore Lund, her first career goal, giving the Big Green a 3-2 advantage. And the Bulldogs, after coming out, very hot to the first 10 minutes with a 2-goal advantage, have just sort of fallen apart the last 20 minutes. As we're not sure what the conversation is about right now, a gathering of the officials by the Yale bench. I didn't see anything out there. We have the captains being talked to. Fisher and Zupan is going to, we're not sure what they're getting, but
looks like they're going back to look at something. I don't know if they have tape back there.
We're going to get our first video review of the night for goalie interference on Leonoff. Obviously, we don't have instant replay up here in the booth as of yet. That's actually going to be coming in the next few games or so, but for just now, we're going to have to wait and see what the officials are going to decide. Leonoff, I saw a bit of contact with her, but I didn't see when exactly that came. Did you see anything out there?
Looked like there were a couple girls in her crease. I didn't see any physical contact, so I don't know what they would be looking at, but definitely a couple players went down in front of Leonoff. That might have been why. And
whether or not this goal stands, still the momentum is a problem for the Bulldogs, or rather the lack of momentum. The Bulldogs just now 9 minutes remaining here in the second period. The Bulldogs for over half of this period have just seemed very flat and very defensive and giving up a lot of big holes right in front of Leonoff's net. Regardless of whether it stands, they're going to have to change something. And that is going to be a goal. Upon video review, they're going to rule that Leonoff did not have sufficient interference to count against it. And it's going to be a Big Green lead now, 3-2 here halfway through the second period.
Really disappointing for the Bulldogs as we were so excited in the first period to be up 2-0. Really get the Bulldogs back into gear and get focused as coach was talking to them over on the bench.
Now with 9 minutes remaining, this is really one of the most critical points of the game for the Bulldogs. Coach Fliega talked about this in his pregame and just his desire, and it would be great if the Bulldogs could get into the third period still in this game. So now 8 minutes 57 seconds remaining. We'll have to see if the Bulldogs can hold on to this game. Just a 1-goal deficit is not that bad. It's definitely something that the Bulldogs would be willing to take into the third period, but you really have to think 2 or even 3-goal deficit is something the Bulldogs really cannot afford right now.
The coach is definitely emphasizing the create your own luck phrase, trying to get the Bulldogs get some lucky bounces and through their hard work.
A 2-on-1 now for the Big Green. Right in on net. Leonoff, a fantastic save coming from Allen, as really she just went unopposed right on Leonoff. Leonoff stood strong to push that one aside. Now as it comes to Ostrom's just going to dump this one over. Now with Zupan. Comes with Fisher, the captain of the Big Green team, up with Allen. Martini's going to keep the zone. As the Bulldogs really need to try to get some sort of offense going. Just 12 minutes gone in the second period, and they only have 2 shots. They only had 5 the first period, but a meager 7. They average just over 20 shots per game, which is not that much to begin with. And right now with only 7, Bulldogs really need to try to test Holdkoff a little more. So we won back for the Big Green with Fisher on the near side now up to Nanji. And she's going to dump this one in and allow the rest of her team to get some fresh bodies onto the ice. with Tomimoto's going to hold this one up behind Leonoff's net. They're going to try to reset and try to figure something out right now because they're being outshot by 20. The Bulldogs need to try to get something going, and that's not the way to do it. They're just going to turn the puck right back over for the Big Green as it comes with Ilikainen. Dumped up to Odlin. Carries his own. Ruled to not get in time. An offsides call there. In an upcoming face-off here in neutral zone.
Definitely a great play by Tomimoto, forcing the offsides. You know, you kind of have those little tricks. You push people over the blue line, try to force the offsides call, and they got a line change.
Zupan and Lund. Lund's going to win this one back for the Big Green. Up to Winkle on the far side. Zupan in nicely. Good hard challenge from her. The Bulldogs certainly have not been afraid of pressure tonight as Ostrom's going to carry this zone in. Shot is going to be deflected wide. Down goes a Bulldog player. That was Decker with the shot and then was brought down after it. No penalty call against her. It's just going to be tied up on the near side with Ostrom and Zupan both fighting for it. It's going to be picked up with Zupan up back to Murray. To Ostrom now. Hard challenge for her. She's going to go down. Zupan in there trying to hold up. Ref official looking to blow his whistle, and there's going to be a stoppage of play for a face-off to the right of Holdcroft.
Looked like Ostrom got a little knocked down to the boards there. Both teams get a little more aggressive. We saw Murray over here in the corner, and then with the penalty, maybe a little frustration after getting scored on.
Face-off one back for Dartmouth. Hard pressure coming from the Bulldogs, and they're going to come away with this puck as it comes with Matichuk to Gray. Back behind the net. It's going to be scooped up with Magali. Now with Matichuk. The Bulldogs the last minute or so, although they haven't been able to get a shot on Holdcuff, have been able to hold it a little bit better in the offensive zone. And just like that, I seem to have jinxed it as here come the Big Green, but a fantastic job by Dunbar getting her stick in there at the last moment and preventing a breakaway for the Big Green.
Dunbar definitely quick on her feet out there.
Hard pressure there and a harsh fall there from Dumais. She went right into the boards. There's Fisher's going to push this one in. A deflection almost found Dumais on the putback. Lucky for Leonoff that didn't find the stick of Dumais as it comes on the near side with Matichuk. Right in front of the Bulldog bench. Martini, who just came onto the ice, was the first to touch that one. But a poor pass is going to find Stacy on the near side, back around the net. Stacy holds on to this puck. Finds Habeka. Pursued by Monsignor behind Leonoff. Habeka still going strong. Comes now to Stacy. Centering there is going to be pushed aside by Leonoff. Another dangerous opportunity for the Big Green. Puck back behind Holdcroft's net, and we're going to get an icing call here, and it's going to go right back to Leonoff. She has been busy all night long.
And Leonoff hasn't really given the Dartmouth like a weak spot yet. We've seen her really strong on the blocker, really strong on her stick. It's just those bad tips that are getting past her.
Really, Leonoff has had a very good game, but unfortunately, when you're facing 29 shots, it's very difficult to save all 29 of them. As there's another shot saved by Leonoff right into her stomach. That shot came from Zeiss. She's had a few tonight, and the Bulldogs just, really not doing much at all to help out their goalkeeper.
You can see Leonoff got a little head nod in there. She congratulated herself on a nice save.
Zuban to take the faceoff for the Bulldogs with 5:32 remaining. It's going to be one up by Mock, but can't hold on to it. It's going to go back behind Leonoff's net. Now comes to Martini. Dump this one up, but right back to the Big Green. I'm not sure what happened there. As here come the Big Green. A shot's pushed aside by Leonoff. A rebound just to the left of Leonoff's cage. Dangerous opportunities all period long for the Big Green. Now with Martini. Harsh pressure there from Dumais. Going to give it right back to Dartmouth. With Dumais, the puck's going to go out of the zone. Big Green rather going to have to reset. Dumped in. Leonoff's going to stop this one right behind her net. But a hard challenge there. The Bulldogs very careful. They've just been turning it over all night long in their defensive zone.
I love watching Tomimoto in the back, especially when she gets the puck. She knows exactly when to turn it on, turn it off, get the puck up the ice, when to hold it. Definitely a key player back there on defense for the Bulldogs.
With 4:43 to go here in the second period, another stoppage of play, this time for an icing. It's going to go right back in the defensive zone of the Bulldogs. Face-off to be taken by Zupan. Zupan goes down hard there. She's back up as it comes to Ilikainen. She's picked up by the Bulldogs up to Mock there. Right through Illikainen. Fantastic move there. She has Ostrom on a one-on-one. A shot deflected there is pushed aside from Holdcroft. Now as it comes up on the far side with Stacy. Up to Murray. She's going to reestablish the zone, but an offside position was Mock. Here come Dartmouth to Stacy. Now centering there is going to be shot deflected there. That shot from Sharp. The Bulldogs doing a little bit better of a job getting their bodies into these shooting lanes.
Gray definitely did a nice job there of holding on to Stacy as Stacy got rid of the puck and went to the back post. Gray was tracking her the entire way.
Murray now 4 minutes remaining is just going to get this one out of the zone and go all the way back behind Holdcroft's net for another icing call, and it goes right back. Leanoff in the defense can't catch a break tonight.
You see the Bulldogs went out so hard in the first period. They're getting a little tired now as they just try and get the puck out of their zone. Very smart play, though. It's not going on net.
Now unofficially Dartmouth with 30 shots already, and we're all just in the second period. Still going to Sobeka. She's trying to get a shot off there. Comes back there. Shot pushed wide from Monsignor. Good job getting her skate in the way. Now as it comes to Haddad. Centering now as it finds Ferrara on the near side. A good opportunity there. It goes off the skate of her defensive player, Brennan. It's going to remain with Ferrara on the near side. Down goes Monsignor. But a good job by Martin keeping the puck in the zone with Haddad. She goes down hard as it comes back to Martini on the near side. A lot of fighting going on right in front of these boards. Now back behind Holdcroft's net. Fighting for it is Monsignor. Up against Whitford. And Tomimoto, I don't think saw that in time to keep that one in the zone, but she's going to hold on to it right inside the neutral zone. Carries into the offensive zone. A shot from Tomimoto, push aside from Whitford. Stays with the Bulldogs and Magali now on the far side. Magali up to Matichuk. Matichuk's shot there is going to be scooped up by Whitford.
It was a great play by Tomimoto. She came down the ice. She used Brennan as a shield and tried to shoot between her legs so the goalie wouldn't really have an idea of where the shot was coming from.
As now 2:54 remaining, the Bulldogs the last minute or so have managed to put 3 more shots on target, bringing their total up to 10 so far. But the Bulldogs need to keep trying to continue this pressure. There's a slap shot just wide. Zone is going to be cleared, and here come Dartmouth on the near side. Zeiss right in on net. Fantastic job from Tomimoto just getting in the way. She really has been a rock all game long.
Looks like the Bulldogs have really been working on their poke checks, as we've seen like 5 or 6 very successful.
That one's going to skirt along the bench of the Bulldogs and go up and out of play. A hard challenge there coming from Ostrom at the end of that. No penalty called against her, but she's going to go off the ice. Now 2:30 flat remaining here in the second period. Bulldogs last minute or so have looked a little bit better on the offensive side, but still, being outshot 31-10. Things are going to have to change going into the third period for sure. As it comes now with Murray. Tried to find Haddad on the far side. He cleared out of the ice from Gray for yet another icing call.
These icings are killing me here. I like to see the Bulldogs develop some plays in the neutral zone, get the puck deep. They've been doing a really nice job on defense, though. Very calm.
And they've certainly had a lot of time on defense, and to remain that calm, it has been very good. But the Bulldogs just a little bit, too many holes right in front of Leanoff's net. Have allowed Dartmouth, a few too many times to get right in on Leanoff's net and put a very high percentage shot in on Leanoff. And that's what the Big Green have needed tonight. They're not going to get, a lucky goal coming from inside the blue line. To beat Leanoff, they're going to have to get a very high percentage shot. A scrum for it on the far side is going to be won by the Bulldogs and Haddad. Up to Ferrara is going to be sniffed out from Illikainen. Haddad goes down hard there. I don't think, just ran right into Illikainen. No penalty call there as here comes Dartmouth on the near side. With Abeka, shot there, it goes right off the chest of Leanoff. Very good job by her. Comes with Haddad, can't control that one as it comes with Illikainen. Not able to keep the zone was Dartmouth with Ferrara fighting for it in the neutral zone. With Allen's going to bring it in the zone. Fancy footwork there, tried to get in on Leanoff, but ultimately the Bulldogs able to scrappily defend that at the very last moment. And that seems to be a theme tonight. Bulldogs, may make one mistake or two, but at the last moment they always seem to get right back in there and make one poke check or something like that. As here comes Haddad, far side. He's just going to dump this one in behind Holdcroft's net. Zupan goes down hard right behind the net. Ostrom in on it as well. Now with 1 minute remaining in the second period, a stoppage of play. I'm not sure for what. It looks to be a face-off right in front of Holdcroft's net to her right.
Looking for a play off the face-off here. Tried drop back to Martini, whom we have not seen her famous slap shot yet from.
Martini really has been very quiet this game, especially after a fantastic weekend last weekend. We really expect to see a lot more of her, as now we're going to say her name. Martini is going to get a delayed penalty called against her. Not what you want to be brought into the news about for Kate Martini tonight. Just a poor decision there, taking down her counterpart right inside the blue line.
I believe that was a tripping call on Martini. It'll be 2 minutes, and the Bulldogs will go down.
Now a 2-minute penalty play power play upcoming for Dartmouth with 44 seconds to go in the second period. This is going to carry over, hopefully, if you're a Bulldog fan, into the third period, bearing some sort of disaster. Now with 43 seconds remaining, comes with Sharp to Burgess. Murray in on the defense. Comes to Fisher. Far side now to Stacy, back up to Illikainen. Can't get to Illikainen as Matichuk's going to get in there nicely and clears the zone for the Bulldogs. Back with Sharp now behind Holdcroft's net. And the Bulldogs, on their 3 penalty kills here so far tonight, they've done a pretty good job applying a bit of pressure and not allowing Dartmouth to really set up their penalty offense. Their power play offense, rather. Stacy now to Illikainen, just inside the blue line. Missed on that shot, almost took a big whiff on there. It's going to be taken advantage of by Moncion to get the clear, and she's going to skate off the ice, but a fortunate play from her, as that's going to end the second period with Yale now trailing 3-2. The Dartmouth Big Green, a furious comeback here in the second period to go into this intermission up 3-2 here at Ingalls Rink. For Adlon Adams, I'm Paul Wassman. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Ingalls Rink. Paul Wasserman here with Adlon Adams. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go before we see the start of the third period. Bulldogs trailing Dartmouth 3-2 here in a very action-packed second period that saw 2 goals coming both from Dartmouth to claw back from a 2-1 deficit. Now they're up 3-2. I mean, the Bulldogs just seem to be way too defensive for much of the period and just had a few mental breakdowns, a few physical breakdowns as well. Leonoff for the Bulldogs was phenomenal again in this second period, finishing with 17 saves on 19 shots, but there's little she can do when she faces 19 shots. It's very difficult to ask a goalie to make 19 saves.
Especially as we're looking at the stats here, you see Leonoff saves all coming from shots very close in, giving her very little reaction time. You can see the quickness in her glove. You can see how fast she's getting down on the ice. We're definitely also seeing the Bulldogs as a result, most likely, of being scored on in the second period, having to kind of go back on defense and lay off a little on the offense. We would like to see them go more up ice, get the puck out. They've definitely been doing a great job of being solid in front of Leonoff, picking off the Dartmouth players. Paul, you want to comment a little on the goal they scored?
Yeah, you know, as we look back at the 2 goals that Dartmouth managed to put in on Leonoff, the second goal coming from Lund at number 21. She took that one on the right side, back behind Leonoff's net, wrapped that one all the way around. I think Leonoff had a little bit of trouble tracking her, but that being said, the Bulldogs defended her quite well, I think, and really were in a good position for the wraparound shot. It just went right under Leonoff. Again, there was a review there, an official review, to see whether there was goalie interference. In the end, they ruled it wasn't. The officials, they have the luxury of instant replay. And actually, you know, coming soon to Yale All Access hockey coverage, we're going to be getting our own instant replay provided through the generous donation of Steve Kushner, class of 71, in memory of Mandy Schwartz, the Yale women's hockey player who passed away a few years ago. But so we'll be able to have that kind of luxury very soon as well to see what the officials were seeing on that goal. But the Bulldogs, you know, they defended that one well, it seemed to me, but there were other opportunities for Dartmouth that period which the Bulldogs didn't defend well. It was just too easy, it seemed to me, for the Dartmouth to just skate right in between the Bulldogs and just get right in on net on Leonoff. And, you know, when she's facing shots 5-6 feet away from her net, you know, that's tough for a goalie to do.
Definitely the Dartmouth traffic in front of the net is throwing the Bulldogs off. I think as Dartmouth found that Yale was doing a nice job of keeping their players out to the side along the boards and not allowing them to get a shot off in the slot, that Dartmouth has had to regroup and rethink their forechecking strategy and just get bodies in front of the net, just get those chips in, get any kind of shot.
Now, a minute 40 to go before the start of this third period. How useful and how helpful was this second period intermission for this Bulldog team? They looked exhausted out there really throughout that second period. It wasn't a case where the last 2 minutes or so they were a little bit tired. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but they just seem a little slow out there tonight.
Definitely a testament to how hard I think they were working during the first period, just putting everything out there. They wanted to come out really strong. As we talked about earlier, UK saying that they want to make their own luck, get the lucky bounces. I know that their confidence level has started to make them believe in their training and the things they do, in the words of Coach UK. Definitely believe in each other as a team, and we've seen Ferrer and Haddad working really well together. Zupat and Dunbar, who have been playing together since they were 12, also working really well together. Monsignor rushing up the ice. We have Gray and Tomimoto doing a nice job of containing, holding the blue line in the offensive zone.
For the Bulldogs, as they're about to retake the ice here right before the start of the third period, you know, they only have 10 shots on Holdcroft tonight. It's just not enough. It's not going to get the job done. They average, you know, slightly under 30 per game. They're giving up just over 37 per game. You know, that's right now they're on pace to give up 47. That's a tall order to ask for Leonoff to do. We'll see how she can manage here in the third period. But the Bulldogs need to try to come out with some sort of intensity. They came out flat to start that second period and paid the price for it, giving up two mid-period goals. We'll see what they can do now to start the third period.
And the Bulldogs will start down a player down on the penalty kill. Also, another Bulldogs team, the Yale men's ice hockey team, is playing up in Hanover. They're currently down 3-6 at the end of the second period. Just a little update there.
As you mentioned it, the Big Green with 1 minute remaining on their power play. It's going to be comes back to Leonoff now with Gray. Up, trying to find the stick of Monsignor. Couldn't get to her now as Nanji got in that way. Fighting right in front of Dartmouth's bench with Monsión. To Nanji now. And Nanji really has been just an anchor back there for Dartmouth. Has played every single game. Played all of last year and just is a big rock back there. As here comes Behrman, a shot in, deflected from Leanoff. On the rebound, Leanoff somehow got down in time for that putback. That came from number 14, Lindsay Allen, but Leanoff, 2 big shots, 2 big saves.
Definitely, she saw both rebounds right into her glove.
30 seconds to go on the penalty kill for the Bulldogs. Wrapped up on the far side. Comes with Stacy now, brings it around Leanoff's net, up to Illiken, back to Stacy. Now to Fisher. Kept in the zone by the Dartmouth team as it's going to come back to Stacy to Illiken. To Sharp. Sharp looking to put this one in. Deflection there. Leanoff somehow got back to her left, but a dangerous puck there as that just was sitting right in front of Leanoff's net. Now as the penalty has been killed by the Bulldogs. Centering there, couldn't find the stick of Stacy, and here come the Bulldogs. Clearing the zone now with Magali on the near side as she's going to go right up against Illiken. A wide open four on the far side as a 2-on-2. She's going to dump this one in and chase. Trying to get there is Sharp, though. The Bulldogs just not enough players in the offensive zone to make any realistic threat there as it's going to come with Martini far side. Chased down by Lund, the goal scorer from earlier in the second period, giving Dartmouth a 3-2 advantage. Comes now to Haddad. Tried to find a streaking Ferrara on the far side, but couldn't corral that. Was Ferrara. Now with the Zeiss. Zeiss takes it in the zone. Pushed away nicely from Tomimoto. A very good job getting her stick in on that puck. With Monsión. And she's taken down hard right in front of the official. No penalty call against her. And the Dartmouth's going to hold on to another hard challenge there. That one this time coming from Haddad. The Bulldogs really not afraid to use their bodies here tonight. Now with Stacey, a 1-on-2. It's going to come all the way back to Leanoff. It's going to try to cover this one up. She caught, I think, the stick of Stacy. No penalty there, but a physical game. It's really ratcheting up now with the last minute and a half or so.
Murray and Zupar, you see there got double team on Stacy. We're not even allowing her to go nearly enough.
So far, 3 minutes into this third period, the disturbing trend, if you're a Yale fan, has continued as Bulldogs have given up another 3 shots and have been unable to manage any sort of offensive possession. Another shot there, and that's going to find the back of the net. That one was put in. Number 19, the captain, Fisher, and the Big Green have staked themselves a 4-2 advantage.
Leonov, actually, I don't even think she could have seen that. There were about 4 or 5 girls in front of her. Shot just kind of rolled over her shoulder.
Not much she could have done there. Again, when the attacking player is right on your doorstep, it's very difficult for Leanoff to keep them out, for that long. That was the 34th unofficial shot of the game, and then Big Green now up 4-2. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do, how they're going to respond being down now 4-2. What they can do to try to switch it and become a little more offensive, a little more attacking. We really haven't seen much of it tonight from them. A delayed penalty upcoming, rather an offsides call there. We're going to go face-off in the neutral zone with 16:56 remaining in the third period.
See an offsides call as Matichuk struggled to get up off the ice, trying to get back over the blue line.
Matichuk wins this for the Bulldogs. Going to dump this one in. Magali fighting for it. She was screened a little bit coming from Lund. Now in on the play as it's going to come to Tomimoto on the far side. Scooped up by Dunbar. Dunbar up against Sharp. Sharp's just going to take that one right off of her stick. Sharp now on the near side. Comes to Matichuk, trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Couldn't get there. Martini's just going to dump it right back in with Matichuk. Dunbar, good pressure there. And a diving Holdcroft has to knock that one away. A very dangerous play coming from Holdcroft. Dunbar almost had a very good look on that. Lund's going to dump this one back as it comes to Leanoff. Going to push this one aside. A bit of indecisive play coming from Leanoff as it's going to now find Stacy. With Monsión fighting for it as it's now with Stacy centering there. Trying to find Hobeka. It's going to now come up with Monsión. Now with Tomimoto, 15:55 remaining. Tomimoto controls, takes it into the neutral zone, and just, again, dumps it right back in. The Bulldogs, a little more passing might be the way they want to try to go and create some offensive opportunities here tonight. As Haddad, good pressure from her right behind Holdcroft's net. It's going to give the Bulldogs the puck right back to them now, as it's going to be Ferrara right in front of the official. Push there, knocks Montillon down to the ground with Ferrara. Ferrara in on net. Shot there is going to be pushed aside by the left skate of Holdcroft. Good save from her, but a very good opportunity from Ferrara.
The Bulldogs are doing a nice job of utilizing their defense, knowing when to use them and when it's unsafe. And the defense are doing a really nice job of holding the blue line, especially Jamie Gray and Tara Tomimoto.
This one's going to get dumped back behind Leonoff's net now as it comes with Gray. That pass tried to find Waddell just onto the ice for the Bulldogs. In the end, goes all the way back for another icing call. 14:57 to go in the game. Bulldogs trail 4-2 to Dartmouth. Going to have to try to figure something out, as they've only mustered 11 shots tonight. They're going to need at least 2 more if they have any hope to get back into this game. Zupan takes the face-off for the Bulldogs. Scrappy challenge there is going to come out with the Bulldogs and Murray. And that's going to be just offsides. That was a very close call from the official, but Kitchen right on that blue line made the call.
Ostrom there had Waddell on the side. If it had been offsides, I saw Ostrom looking over, get the pass across the slot to Waddell's stick right there on the back post.
A better response from the Bulldogs, though, since they gave up that 4th goal. They've looked a little more offensive-minded since then. We'll see if they can keep that up now, as they're going to dump this one back behind Holdcroft's net. Offsides call again for the Bulldogs. See another face-off upcoming in the neutral zone. Bulldogs, last year we saw the game against Dartmouth, a 10-5 barn burner there. Here, a lot of goals as well, 4-2. The Bulldogs obviously would like to see a few more coming their way. We'll see what they can get going. And someone, I look to see that step up that's really had a quiet game. It's been Kate Martini. We haven't seen her that much, inside the blue line as much as we would have liked her to see, and I'm sure as much as she would like to see. Coach Fleeg, I'm sure, looking for her to step up and try to get a few of her slap shots in on net. Now with Tomimoto and Matichuk. Bulldogs are able to now get into the zone as it comes with Matichuk. Push there, no penalty called against her. It's going to go back behind Leonoff's net. Icing call there, a fortunate icing call there, as there's 2 Dartmouth players in on that puck. Go right back to neutral zone. It seems we've been stuck there. It's going to come back to Holdcroft's cage to her right side.
Dartmouth has definitely been picking up their speed as they see the Bulldogs go back on defense. We're seeing now 2 Dartmouth girls on the puck instead of 1. Definitely a dangerous offensive threat.
Face-off won by the Big Green. Here comes Sharp and the Big Green. Carries it into the zone. Defended harshly there as Sharp goes right into the boards there. She's back up and seems to be okay. As here's a 2-on-1 for the Bulldogs and Haddad and Ferrara. It's Haddad. Pass to Ferrara. Can't find the stick of Ferrara. Good look there for the Bulldogs, but couldn't find Ferrara. Now as it comes to Montillon. Back out to Martini. Shot from Martini's going to go right onto Holdcroft's leg pad there. She's going to push that one aside, but that one was just stuck in the middle for a little bit too long. A stoppage of play upcoming.
There will be a holding penalty called on Dartmouth as Haddad went down on the back post. We thought the puck was going to get to her off of Martini's shot, and she wasn't able to get there because she was being held back by the Dartmouth player. Looks like Abby Lund there in the box.
Abby Lund, 2 minutes for holding. Bulldogs, again, that combination from Haddad to Ferrara almost worked again to perfection for the second time tonight. But as it is, the Bulldogs are going to get a 2-minute power play. We'll see what they can do with this. Now it's with Zupan. Zone has been cleared as it's going to go all the way back to Dunbar. Pursued by Habeka. Dunbar looks to reset the Bulldog offense. She's going to dump this one back to Magali. Magali up to Mock on the near side. She's going to carry into the zone. Leaves for Ostrom. But the moment the Bulldogs carried into the zone, they gave it right back to the Big Green. And that's been really the theme all night long. Just unable to establish any sort of possession. Another clear by Dartmouth with 1:13 remaining on the power play. We're going to see Magali. Bulldogs have not been able to establish any sort of power play offense right now, and we're halfway through the penalty. We'll see, you know, they need to try to get something on, just holding on to it a little bit too long in their defensive zone now as Tomimoto is going to carry it through the neutral zone, past the blue line, trying to get to Ferrara on the near side. It's going to be cleared again by Dartmouth. It comes all the way back to Martini, 44 remaining on the penalty.
Tomimoto does a really nice job of turning away from pressure, be it into the boards or into the slot. She always seems to be able to hold on to the puck.
Dartmouth is going to be very content with any of that. It's going to come right to Dartmouth player. Good job by Leanoff coming out on that, but the Bulldogs really have just butchered this power play.
Great job by Leanoff being alert and prepared for that. It's tough when you have power play to, for the goalie to be in the game. The puck's mostly at the other end, but Leanoff was very aware.
Last shot coming from DeMay, number 7. She already has 1 goal on the night, trying to find her second there. Get a face-off to the right of Leanoff. Be taken from Gagne. 1 now by the Bulldogs in Moncion. Moncion up to Tomimoto with 18 seconds remaining on the power play. Tomimoto through the neutral zone. Moncion's going to dump this one in the back. It's going to be picked up from Sharp, sent around the boards. Martini couldn't keep that one in the zone. It's come back out now with Tomimoto.
Tomimoto looking very fit from her summer training. You see her. She is unstoppable right now in the neutral zone.
Tomimoto carries that one all the way into the zone. Still going on the net of Holdcroft. Couldn't get a good shot off there. Now as it comes to Magali. As we're back at even strength, 5-on-5. A shot there right in front of the net. Still fighting for it is Magali. And there it goes into the back of the net. I don't know who got that one. That was a team effort there.
To see the shot from Martini. Ferrar goes down into the back of Dartmouth's net. You see her hand go up as she goes down. You know the puck went in. That was just a pure garbage goal by the Bulldogs. Great effort. Shows their hard work.
Farr's going to pick up her second goal of the night. Though I think we're headed to another instant replay review as there was a lot of contact with Holdcroft.
There was definitely a lot of contact. You saw Ferrar and Haddad were right there on top of the goalie as Martini took that shot.
You know, there have been very few hockey games that I've wanted instant replay so bad as I've wanted it tonight. Obviously, you know, this is the second call that's going to come under review and fall to that instant replay. You know, from up here, it seemed to be a lot more contact on Holdcroft than we saw to Leanoff in the second period. The contact with Leanoff, you know, was allowed, obviously, in the second period, resulting in the goal for Dartmouth. We'll see what the officials rule here tonight for that. As of now, it stands as a goal for Ferrara, her second of the game. We'll see if she can keep that tally or not.
It might not even have been about contact. Ferrara, it looks like I couldn't tell. I wasn't really paying attention to her in the net, but she could have been in the crease before Martini took the shot, which would also be a no goal.
At the very least, though, the Bulldogs, ever since giving up that 4th goal at the start of this 3rd period, they got a little fire under their toes, if you will. They look a lot more active out there, at least on the offensive side of the puck, you know, putting a little more pressure on Holdcroft. And it is going to count as a goal. Bulldogs are now back within 1, and we've got a good game here, folks. Bulldogs trail only by 1. They trail 4-3 now with 11:33 remaining in the 3rd period. The Bulldogs right back into it. Zupon to take the faceoff with Kamarik. Rather, that's going to be Habeka now. Still waiting on the reset. Officials talking with the Dartmouth head coach. He's got everything settled now. We're about ready to restart play with 11:30 remaining here in the 3rd period. It has turned into a great game, a back-and-forth game with a lot of goals from both sides.
Definitely a lot of energy here at Ingalls Rink.
Here comes Ostrom looking to get another equalizer pushed aside from Holdcroft, but the energy and the intensity by this Bulldog team has been rejuvenated since that last goal from Ferrara. Bulldogs flying to the puck now, but they need to get back into 2-on-1. Gray in on defense as it comes with Stacy. Stacy in on Leanoff, a shot saved by Leanoff. Fantastic job coming out of her net to push that one aside. Bulldogs now back on the defensive. We're going to get a stoppage of play there as a Dartmouth player went down hard on that far board.
You could see the communication there between Gray and Leanoff as Leanoff was telling Gray to take the player without the puck, allowing the shot to just be straight on, and Leanoff could come out, cut off the angles, and just take the shot straight out.
Huge save for Leanoff. We're getting a face-off on the far side now. 1 by Martini and the Bulldogs. To Haddad. Up to Monsignor. Here come the Bulldogs trying to get an offensive zone. Fantastic job by Monsignor getting in there. Great piece of work there to blow by her defender. It's going to be Monsignor to Ferrara. 2 goals on the night. Ferrara goes down hard right here on the near boards. Another Bulldog player also down. Monsignor went down. She's back up, but the Dartmouth team is going to come away with that puck. A hard game right there in the near side. Illy Kanan's going to clear the zone for Dartmouth. Tomimoto trying to spin away from pressure is going to give it back to Dartmouth. We're going to get an offsides call, but the Bulldogs were able to hold on to that. Comes back to Brennan. Bulldogs able to get some fresh bodies on the ice now as it comes up with Fisher. Fisher looks to get a shot on Leanoff, pushes that one wide now. Gray comes behind the net to win it back for the Bulldogs now with Dunbar. Dumps this one up. Matichuk to chase. Fantastic job by Matichuk. Good speed from her to force the issue, get this one tied up right behind Holcroft's net. It's going to be Dunbar also in on there with Matichuk to try to get this one for the Bulldogs. She goes down hard.
Bulldogs being very disciplined on their forecheck as you see one girl down the corner. Matichuk there.
Magali wins it back for the Bulldogs now with Matichuk trying to get to Dunbar on the near side. It's come back to Dartmouth now as they're going to come back on a break here. Gray on the defense. It's going to be dumped into Lund. Shot right in front of Leanoff's net, goes just wide there. A good look for Dartmouth, but Leanoff had that one covered well to her right. Dumped in behind Holdcroft. Holdcroft wanted an icing call, and she's going to get that one with 9:04 remaining. You better hold on to your seat, folks, because we're in for a great ending. Face-off upcoming to the right of Leanoff's net. To be taken by Habeka for Dartmouth. And just the intensity for this Yale team has skyrocketed since that last goal, both defensively and offensively. They are flying to the puck, and really it's paying off. We're seeing a lot more offensive opportunities now for the Bulldogs.
Little tussle in front of the net as Tara gets feisty. Does not want anyone near Leanoff.
No love lost there with number 22, Odland. All game long, it's been quite physical. Maybe not as physical as that Arrows game we saw a few weeks ago, but you mentioned it earlier in this game. Dartmouth, with the size advantage, I think they have about 2 or 3 inches basically across the board with this Yale team. And, I mean, the Bulldogs have not been afraid of that height advantage, and they've been gunning at this Dartmouth team all night long. Comes back now to Tomimoto. Cross ice to Martini. Good pass to find her in open space now as Ostrom is wide open right in center ice. It's going to be a shot right on Holdcuff. Good job by her holding on to that one. We saw with Ostrom's goal in the first period, she's got a lot of power behind her shot. And, from that distance, it's not unforeseeable to see her rifle one past Holdcroft.
Not only just in her shot, but you also see the power in her skating as she's just able to get around people. It's not even just like the moves. It's her pure strength allows her to just go around the defense as we see her again and again coming from down the middle and cutting over there to the left and taking the shot from above the circles.
Haddad in to take the face-off. Does a good job still fighting for it here on the near side. Comes to Tomimoto. She's in on net. A backhand shot there. It's going to be gloved by Holdcroft. Couldn't hold on to that one. A big rebound. The Bulldogs couldn't get their stick onto that one, but a good look from Tomimoto. Here comes the big green with Dumais on the near side. Defended again by Tomimoto. Good hard pressure from there. It's getting a little physical back behind Leanoff's net as her and Dumais are really getting into it. Dumais holds on to the puck. Another stoppage of play. I'm not sure what that one's going to be for, but there was a lot of physical contact between the two players. And that's
a holding call on number 19 from Dartmouth, Fisher. I think she was holding Tara there in the corner.
And that's going to be the 4th power play of the game for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they can get anything going here. They got the earlier goal in the first period off the power play. They're sitting at 1 for 3 currently. Now with 8:11 to go in the game, the Bulldogs have a very good chance to try to get a few more shots on Holdcroft. As it comes now to Dunbar. Shot by Dunbar. Gloved there by Holdcroft. I don't know whether Zupan got a little deflection on that, but that was a dangerous shot coming from Dunbar.
It's a beautiful move by Murray there over on the left side. She just toe dragged it around her player and shot it over to Dunbar, who now has moved back on defense from forward.
Draw picked up by Dartmouth and Gagne on the far side. She's going to clear the zone. Comes to Murray. Up to Zupan. Trying to get to Dunbar, but it's going to go right back to Dartmouth and DeMay. Hard collision there is going to send Bulldogs and Dartmouth alike flying into the boards as it comes to Ostrom on the far side. Up against two defenders, and we're going to get an offsides call. That looked close to me there. That's a couple of times tonight we've seen very close offsides calls.
And both teams do a nice job of holding the blue line. And as I said before, pushing each other over the blue line. Try to get the whistle, get fresh legs on the ice.
7:37 remaining in the third period. 1:25 to go on the power play for the Bulldogs. It's going to come up to Farrar. Back to Tomimoto. Just inside the blue line. Back to Farrar. Pursued by Sharp. It's going to come to Sharp now as it goes on the far side with Habeka. She's going to try to clear the zone and does. It's going to skirt all the way back to Leonoff. 1:05 remaining in this penalty kill. The power play. The Bulldogs are going to reset their offense with Monsignor back behind Leonoff's net. To Martini, now up to Tomimoto, back to Martini. Carry it through the neutral zone, up to Farrar. Good job staying on side there as it comes back to Tomimoto inside the blue line. Tomimoto looking to get to Martini. She finds Martini. A shot there is going to go off of Holdcroft as she tried to glove that one. Zone is cleared again. It comes all the way back to Leonoff. 35 to go on the power play to Tomimoto. Cross the ice to Monsignor. Montion's just going to hold this one up right now, try to get one last look on Holdcroft's net now. She has Farrar on the near side. A bit of space. She's going to carry it into the zone. Farrar up against two defenders. Stuck up against these near boards with 14 seconds remaining on the power play. That's Dumais, who's done a very nice job for Dartmouth to tie up the puck now as it's going to be kept in by Gray. Very good job by Gray. And then by Murray to keep it into the zone. But unfortunately couldn't get a shot off before the penalty expired, and back at full strength are the Bulldogs and the Big Green as Fisher is back in from the penalty box. So she's going to scoop this one right back up. Now 5:55 remaining in the third period. Here comes Fisher up against Gray and Murray. Cut back here from Fisher. Dumped into Nanji. Centering there, trying to find a Winkle, who is open right in front of the center. Winkle, in the end, could not get her stick on it. A good job by the Bulldogs getting a stick in at the very last moment to deflect that away from Winkle.
It was very important. Decker got her stick underneath Winkle's and tied her up so that she had no possible way of getting the puck.
Shot there just wide of Leonoff. Comes to the near side. Off the boards, up to Zupan, fighting for it with Berriman. Nanji runs right into Winkle. Collision of their same teammates for Dartmouth as it comes to Tomimoto. Carries it into the zone on the far side. She's going to leave it for Matichuk as she goes down hard. The zone is going to be cleared, and here comes Dartmouth. Wide open is Dumais, right onto Leonoff. Great job by Leonoff getting there on the far side. She's still going against Dumais. Fantastic job on the breakaway. Still fighting for it are the Bulldogs. Leonoff, a beautiful job sticking with Dumais. Denying her the second goal of the game as Dumais is going to push this one in, trying to get a center in there. Can't get that one to go, so it's going to come to Nanji on the far side, defended by Martini. Centering there to Illican. Can't get a good shot there as it's going to go all the way back. Now behind Leonoff's net, it's going to be fought for from Martini. Zupan in to help as well. Comes to Gagne. His centering there is going to be deflected by Tomimoto. Still fighting in front of the center ice are the Bulldogs and Dartmouth. And finally the Bulldogs are able to get it clear. Still fighting at neutral zone. With Lund looking for a second time. Off the crossbar there. Lund thought she had her second goal of the night. Denied by the crossbar. With Haddad, a dangerous centering pass there. Almost found the stick of a Dartmouth player. In the end, it's going to go right back into neutral zone. 4 minutes to go in this third period, and the intensity really has ratcheted up by both teams with Haddad on the hard forecheck there. Is going to apply a lot of pressure for this Dartmouth team. Dumped in the defensive zone of the Bulldogs. Gray to pick this one up. Pursued by Allen. Gray still going into the neutral zone. He ran into a roadblock there in Berriman as it comes back to Haddad.
I'm really impressed by the Yale players as they sweep behind. They see the puck, they see the play, and they always have girls there to pick the puck up after the play is over and pick up those loose ends.
With Murray, as the play really has picked up from both ends, a lot scrappier, a lot more back and forth from both teams.
hear a lot more yelling from the bench as the coaches start to get heated as well.
A very tense game right now as that pass almost picked off by Dartmouth, but it found the stick of Ferrara. She's just going to dump this one in, and we're going to get a full new set of bodies out on the ice for the Bulldogs. As right there comes Zupon trying to pick that one off now. We have Tomimoto up against Odland. Tomimoto's going to win that battle now. Comes to Ostrom. Ostrom carries it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone for the Bulldogs, trying to get to Tomimoto on the near side. To Zupon. Good pressure from Waddell to win that one back at the last moment. Tomimoto's going to keep it into the offensive zone, fighting up against two big green defenders. Going to give it right back to Dartmouth. Zeiss comes on the near side, brings it into the zone. A shot there, a dangerous little shot there. Deflected there by Leanoff, but right back towards the center. A dangerous opportunity for Dartmouth.
It's getting very aggressive as we see lots of bodies being thrown into the glass.
Haddad comes up on the near side, pursued by Ilikainen.
And Leonoff gets pulled there out of round net. The Bulldogs try to get one more player on.
Comes to Haddad now in a 1-on-2. She's going to fire a shot on Holdcroft, push this side. We're within 2 minutes to play here at Ingalls Rink. Bulldogs trying to get that fourth goal. To be held up by Dartmouth on that far side. Farrar in to win this one back for the Bulldogs, as well as Martini. Farrar comes out of the briar patch with it. Centering pass there, Haddad. Another shot from Martini, deflected from Holdcroft, and there it goes into the back of the net. The Bulldogs have done it. They've gotten their tying goal with 1 minute and 29 seconds to go in the third period. The Bulldogs on the man advantage put it into the back of the net.
That was a wonderful goal. Yet again, another garbage goal, as we like to say. Can't even see it from up here. There's so many bodies in front of the net. Yale trying to do anything they can to get the puck there.
For the second straight goal of the Bulldogs, it was difficult to see who got that goal. The Bulldogs were all there, all fighting for it. In the end, it was, I believe, Haddad who's going to be given credit for that goal. We'll have to wait and see the official announcement there. But at the very least, the Bulldogs are right back into this. It's a 4-4 game with 1:23 remaining in the third period. And it is going to be given to Haddad with the assist coming from Martini. And this has been a freshman-heavy night tonight. All 4 goals coming from freshmen, and a lot of assists as well coming from the freshmen. They have had a great game. And talk about their composure, not giving up, being down 4-2 to start this, early on in this third period. They've done a fantastic job battling all the way back to a tie here at 4-4. Zupon up to Waddell. Waddell's going to skate on in. No icing call there. With 1 minute remaining in the third period, the Bulldogs are going to try to get something else here, a miraculous goal or something. If not, we're going to be headed to overtime as it comes to Tomimoto. Up to Haddad. Trying to find Farrar on the far side, who's just offsides there. As here comes Stacey and Dartmouth right through 2 Bulldogs players. We're not going to get a penalty call there. We very easily could have. There was a lot of contact there. As comes to Habeka, centering there as another hard collision. Again, now we're going to get a delayed penalty upcoming against the Bulldogs. Rather against Dartmouth. And there it is with 23 seconds remaining. A hard challenge there as Martini went down very hard. She's back up, but a big hit coming from Dartmouth.
So it was a cross check on number 10, Stacey Dartmouth. You see, I don't even think Martini saw her. Stacey just came right up and Martini went down
just
hard.
blindsided. Now with 23 seconds remaining in the third period, the Bulldogs are going to be on the power play for the 5th time tonight. Is it too much to ask for 3 goals in 1 period, Addy? We'll have to see. The Bulldogs got 2 in the first. Again, 4 goals here tonight. Had 3 against Colgate. Their scoring opportunities are a lot more than they certainly were last year.
I know Coach is definitely talking about the enthusiasm that the freshmen bring to the team, and that is quite apparent here as the freshmen are just bringing their A game.
And with that in mind, Coach Fleeg is going to use his timeout to try to drop a play or 2 here, recognizing that if the Bulldogs can, they'd much rather get the goal now and avoid going into overtime against a Dartmouth team that is a very good Dartmouth team. I mean, this has been a very good test for the Bulldogs tonight. Came out early to a 2-goal lead, went down 4-2, and did a fantastic job battling back. In years past, the Bulldogs maybe would have given up. Not the case tonight, and just how remarkable is that, given the fact that it's coming from the freshmen.
Yeah.
The freshmen, the amount of composure they've had has been fantastic in really leading this team back.
Definitely, Paul, in order to utilize their man advantage here, the Bulldogs will have to be able to set up in the zone, keep possession of the puck. They've been doing a great job in their own zone. They'll have to do it here on the blue line, in the corner, set up those plays, and just get anything on net.
Bulldogs now unofficially up to 20 shots on the night. That's 10 here in the third period alone. I mean, they really needed to put those shots on net. Holdcroft has done a decent job, but really, when the Bulldogs have been able to apply pressure right in front of her net, good things have happened to them. Now with 23.2 seconds remaining in the third period, the Bulldogs are going to try to go for one last hurrah here and try to get the game-winning goal.
And if we do end up going into overtime, the power play will go into the overtime and carry over, so they will have another opportunity.
It'll be a 5-minute overtime period. We'll see if the Bulldogs, if that is indeed where we are going to be headed, we'll see what the Bulldogs can do with the man advantage to start that. In the meantime, it comes to Martini, double-teamed on the near side. He picked up by Haddad right into the official as Haddad's going to go down. Good defense from Nanji in a stoppage of play there with 5.7 seconds remaining in the third period.
So we just got to say, ref, you got to get out of the way. They're trying to play some hockey here. Let them play.
Now with 5 seconds remaining, what do you look to do off this face-off if you're the Bulldogs?
I would definitely say try and draw the puck back to their defense, get a quick shot off, get all the other girls right in on the net, get the traffic there, distract the goalie.
Monsione to take the face-off up against Fisher. Comes back to Tomimoto. Tomimoto looks to put the shot on net. Deflected there. Is going to go out of the zone. And with that, that's going to end the third period here at Ingalls Rink. We're not done yet, however. The Bulldogs and the Big Green are going to play an overtime period as it's tied up at 4 apiece. We're going to take a quick, it's going to be a 2-minute break before overtime. No time to get the Zamboni out to re-ice, so we're going to stay on air with you as we are headed. It's been a nail-biter really all game long, a back and forth with lead changes, momentum shifts, and the Bulldogs really, to be honest, when they went down 4-2, I really wondered how they were going to respond. And I don't know whether that's Coach Fleeg, Jamie Leanoff in the net for the Bulldogs or what, but some people did a great job just keeping the Bulldogs calm, composed, and collected, and they did a fantastic job bending back and coming right back out here in the third period. And they've come back out a different team.
The Bulldogs haven't had such a high-scoring game since the last time they played Dartmouth when they lost 10-5. The only other times they've had as many points would be scoring only 2 per game. So this is a really big deal for the Bulldogs, being able to score this many goals and keep up with the teams such as Dartmouth.
For Dartmouth, this is their highest goal output of the season for them. They scored 3 goals against Princeton and another 3 goals in a loss to Quinnipiac. Now, as Leanoff has faced 42 shots on the night, 38 saves so far. But for me, the biggest stat is, they were on pace at the end of the second period to give up 47 shots. They're only at 42. The Bulldogs did a bit of a better job not allowing as many opportunities on Leanoff's cage. And, with that being said, the Bulldogs, fought to an even draw on shots, 10 apiece for Dartmouth and the Bulldogs. It just goes to show much more offensively minded there in the third period, and it pays off from the defensive side because the Dartmouth just doesn't have enough time to set up their offense at all.
Yale got as many shots as they had in the third period as they had in the first and second periods combined, so they've definitely stepped it up.
We'll see if they can continue that into this overtime period, a 5-minute period here at Ingalls Rink. Paul Wassman here with Adlon Adams. Face-off taken by Monsione, comes all the way back in the defensive zone of the Bulldogs. Hard forecheck there is Winkle. He's going to win it for Dartmouth. Dumped back behind. Now it comes to Martini. After Martini being relatively quiet in the first 2 periods, really came to life there in that third period and got the assist on that 4th goal.
She was ripping those shots from the blue line. I could see 3 or 4 just hard ones right on the ice, and we got tips on them.
Forecheck by the Bulldogs. Couldn't win the puck back. As this can go back all the way to Leanoff. Can clear this one up. Now to Habeka. Cut back from Habeka is going to center. Tried to find Fisher. Good job by Martini getting her stick in the way of that one. As for our dump this one up ahead to Monsignor. It's going to be smothered by Holdcroft now. 4:14 remaining in the overtime period. Face off to the right of Holdcroft.
Bulldogs looking to set up in the corner here on their power play. I'd really like to see some defensive action there on the blue line, getting those long shots from the blue line.
Fighting for it on the near side is Zupan. Mock in there as well, as this one's going to be cleared. A diving attempt from Dunbar. Tried to keep that in. Let's go all the way back to Leonoff. Scooped up by Murray. Hard pressure coming from Gagne as both players go down hard. Dunbar in to help out. She's going to gather this one on the near side. Here come the Bulldogs now. Tried to get up to Ostrom. Couldn't get there in time. Let's go back behind Leonoff. Scooped up by DeMay. DeMay centering there. Almost found Fisher right in front of Leonoff's net, but very nicely done by Zupan, just breaking that play up now as Ostrom on the far side up against two players. He's going to dump this one in up to Mock. Centering there. Couldn't get all the way through it. Zupan almost got there in time now as Farrar tried to keep that one in now. Back to Dunbar, to Zupan. Dumped back to Farrar. Shot there is going to be smacked out of there by Holdcroft. An unconventional save there from her. She really extended and just pushed that one wide. 3:02 remaining in the overtime period. We're at full strength again. Martini on the near side fighting to keep this one in the neutral zone. Right in front of Dartmouth's bench. Monsignor in there as well. She's going to come away with that one. Has Farrar in the center. Monsignor centering pass there. Could not get there in time. That was Haddad. A fantastic chance there, but just couldn't put her stick onto that puck. And it's going to go all the way back now with Dartmouth. A centering pass there. There's no big green player in on that centering. With Farrar on the near side, it's going to clear the zone. Broken up nicely from Haddad. Comes to Monsignor. She's going to bring it into the zone. Up against Nanji. Going to give the puck right back to Dartmouth. But Alstrom's right there, not giving up the pressure and still fighting for it on the near far side. Kept into the zone. Bit of confusion going on as to where that puck is and who exactly has it. Comes with Whitford now on the far side. Let's go all the way back, and we're within 2 minutes now. At the end of the overtime period. Comes with Jamie Gray. The Bulldogs are going to reset their offense.
You can see how excited the Bulldogs are as they're seeing those passes, picking off the passes, getting the quick moves in the neutral zone, and getting into the offensive zone.
Not the best decision in the world right there. We're going to get an icing call there. It's going to be a face-off to the right of Leonoff. Bulldogs really have not had to defend here in the overtime period. Might be called to do so right now. Face-off to be taken by Fisher. Battling for it is Zupan. Now as it comes to Allen. Good little move there. She's going to wrap this one around between the legs there. A fancy play there. Didn't work out. As it comes with Ostrom. Just going to flick this one up and off the boards. Right inside neutral zone. Matichuk in to play there as Zupan goes down hard. Far side with Illikand. Up against Gray. Back behind Leonoff's net. Now with Dumais. Right in front of Leonoff's cage. It's down inside there. Still fighting for it, all the Bulldogs. I don't think they know where it is. And it's going to go into the back of the net. A diving goal there from Illikainen. I think the Bulldogs are stunned. Just a scrappy battle right in front of the net. And in the end, it went into the back of the net.
They're definitely not happy with the referees, as you can see them talking to them. But I believe it will be a win for Dartmouth tonight.
What a fight there. I mean, that's the third time we've seen tonight, just a scrappy battle right in front of a goalie's net. And I'm not sure whether we might be headed for a review of this, or this might be it. We'll have to see whether we might be headed for the third review of the night. But
Yale is not accepting this goal. Their players have not moved from the bench.
But it does look like that's going to be the final score, 5-4. I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to review it, though there is an extended discussion going on here. We'll have to wait and see. So that will be the game. There will be no official review, and just a heartbreaking way to lose the game if you're the Bulldogs, as they fall to Dartmouth here 5-4 with the game-winning goal, number 11, Morgan Illikainen, put the game-winning shot in there. The 43rd shot of the game for Dartmouth ended up being the game winner. But if we're going to try to look for some positives here tonight, Addie, before we quickly hop off there, I mean, the Bulldogs, fantastic job battling back.
Definitely, they had a great, solid defense. Leonoff was brick wall back there for most of the game, stopping those rebounds, making sure she knew where the puck was. Offensively, Yale had a lot of opportunities, especially Farrar and Haddad working well together in the slot. We also saw a lot of neutral zone activity, picking off passes. Really great showing by the Bulldogs here tonight.
Well, that's going to do it here at Ingalls Rink. Bulldogs back in action tomorrow afternoon. That's a 4 p.m. game against Harvard. Adlon Adams is going to be bringing you that call. For Adlon Adams, the rest of our production crew, I'm Paul Wassman. Have a good night, folks.